What's going on, everybody? Welcome to 2021 NFL Mock Draft with Fernando. This is our second annual mock draft that we're doing together. We did one last year. Go check it out if you want to, if you're that much of a hardcore mock drafter like we are. I'm super excited because if it's one thing I love doing mock drafts. I love reading mock drafts. I love listening to mock drafts. ESPN has the mock draft special, all month long. And it's one of my favorite times of the year other than football season. Yeah. So I'm glad to be joined again this year with Fernando. You can find him in the Twitter handle right down there. What's going on, Fernando?
Appreciate it, man. Appreciate it, man. I saw your mock drafts you did this past weekend. I wanted to throw my phone because I was so mad at what you picked for my Dolphins. So I had to come back. And we had to do it right. So that's why I'm here for the people. Go Dolphins, Let's go.
Hey, I know that pick at number 6 in my mock draft there was going to throw a little over the loop there. I have my reasons why. Hey,
no, they're valid. They're valid reasons.
I noticed that the sexy pick. I know, fans love the sexy pick. They want that star receiver, that flashy player. But you got to think more long term in some aspects. But that was just me.
Absolutely.
So we're back here for a second year. But before we get into it, Fernando, I know you wanted to share something with us.
Hey, you guys have now my contact. You're gonna have through Instagram, through Twitter, or you could just give me a call and we'll put it down here in the bottom for you. It's health insurance time, baby. We have now open enrollment until August. Young, old. I also do for Medicare as well. So hey, let me, who would you rather take care of? Mom, dad, abuela, tío, tía. Hey, send them my way, baby. I got you. Okay.
Hey, I highly recommend Fernando. He's a straight-up guy. I've known him for many years. He'll take great care of you. I'm going to put all the information down in the description section. So just scroll down, go to the description section. All the information will be there, how to get in touch with Fernando about your healthcare needs. Good looking out, Fernando.
Appreciate it.
All right. So in this 2021 mock draft, just like how we did last year, Fernando's going to take the even numbers. I'm going to take the odd numbers. The reason why is because the Finns have 6 and 18.
Yes,
and Fernando's our in-house Dolphin residence here. He's our Dolphin expert, our season ticket holder.
Call me Chris Greer today, baby.
Chris Greer. He's our Chris Greer here. So without further ado, we're going to go ahead and open up the NFL mock draft here, starting with number 1, Jacksonville Jaguars. Listen, since the day that they solidified that number 1 overall pick, it's Trevor Lawrence. The card is already in. They already gave it to Roger Goodell back last November, December, whenever they clinched it.
He's already got the playbook. He's already got the playbook.
Put the Jets are already on the clock. They don't even put a clock on the Jacksonville Jaguars. They select number 1 overall, Trevor Lawrence.
All right. So
number
now,
2, Jets. Go, baby.
My beloved Jets at number 2, right? Hey, so today's a great day because they made the trade that solidifies that they're definitely going to go with Zach Wilson. There's no ifs, ands, or buts. Sam Darnold is gone. New coaching staff. The GM Douglas is there, so we already know Zach Wilson is there. And let's see what happened. What they do post Gase.
All right, so Zach Wilson here at number 2, solid pick. We knew that Sam Darnold was going to get moved. It was just a matter of when. It was before. I had a hunch a little bit before the draft because to try to get some draft capital.
For sure.
But since their hand got tipped, the value went down.
Yeah.
They had to get the best value out there, and they just had to move on. So it is what it is. So San Fran here, number 3, they traded with the Miami Dolphins. The Dolphins went from 3 to 12, which was a shocker. About was it like a week and a half ago, whatever it was.
Yeah.
And then from 12 to 6. So San Fran moved all up, and when you move it up from 12 to 3, you're picking a quarterback. Now, which quarterback is it? Is it going to be Trey Lance or is it going to be Justin Fields? Each has their pros and cons. Trey Lance only has so much tape on film. Justin Fields has a lot of tape on film, has a lot of tape to look at, and playing at high quality in the Big Ten and the playing against your Clemsons, playing against your Alabamas. He's played against a lot better competition than Trey Lance. However, what's going to be the situation here? Is Jimmy G going to be there? Who's going to be able to sit behind Jimmy G? We don't know. Is Jimmy G going to be there by day 1? What's going to be there? If you're going to hold on to Jimmy G for at least a year or for at least the majority of the year, Trey Lance is more your guy to learn behind. If you're going to throw somebody more into the fire, Justin Fields is more your guy. That's just my take here. But at number 3, We all know San Fran's picking a quarterback. So here at number 3, the San Francisco 49ers select Justin Fields.
Good pick. Great pick. And all these guys are talking about, oh, but Mac Jones fits what he wants to do and all this. Mac Jones. Look, Mac Jones is not a top 10 player. You don't trade 3 years worth of first round picks with the Dolphins for Mac Jones. No. You trade it for Justin Fields. And the people that want to say that Kyle Shanahan never worked with a player like Fields before, go back and look at Robert Griffin III, that rookie year.
That's right.
Yeah. So, all right. So now I'm Atlanta, and Atlanta got a new head coach. Atlanta has a new GM. Atlanta's trying to reset. They're trying to make up time for all this time they wasted on. They wasted Julio Jones' career, basically. You got Calvin Ridley. You got so many needs, but you got the 4th pick, and they really wanted to bring Justin Fields back home to Atlanta. They really wanted to bring him back, but they couldn't. San Fran took the pick. Great pick. You've been saying it. You said it in your last mock draft that Matt Ryan has 2 years left on the deal. That's fine. He has 2 years left on the deal. We're going Trey Lance here. We're going Trey Lance. If he has 2 years left on the deal, this is the Jordan Love pick from last year. He gets to sit behind, well, he doesn't get to sit behind a great quarterback, but he gets to sit behind a guy who's been to a Super Bowl, who's been part of the organization since 2007. And he gets to learn behind him. Hey, exhaust those last 2 years of your contract. This is the Alex Smith, Patrick Mahomes thing. Yeah, Trey Lance doesn't have the film, but he didn't play against elite competition. But this is where he's going to learn. He's going to learn behind Matt Ryan, and he's going to have Julio Jones to throw to. He's going to have Calvin Ridley to throw to. They give big money to Hooper. So, let's see if he steps up and he does it. I know, you want to add more weapons and you want to put Kyle Pitts in here, but at a top 4 spot, you got to take the quarterback of your future, especially with a new coach and a new GM.
I hear that analysis. I don't agree 100%, but hey, it's your pick. You're the GM of the Falcons, and that's where you want to go, and that's where you feel that's going to go. I agree it to a certain point, just not a whole 100%. Okay.
I agree. I'm good.
Atlanta, because to me, Matt Ryan's not the issue. Well, they scored just fine. Their defense lost 9 games last year because of by 7 points or less.
Yeah. No, they lost close games. They were the San Diego Chargers. You remember the San Diego Chargers where they were always losing the last 2 minutes of each game? Yeah. They were the same way, or they would blow these big leads. And I get the defense being an issue, but I think at this spot where you have a talent, if you've seen that 10-minute YouTube video of Trey Lance's redshirt freshman year, it's like a kid playing Madden. Hey. So there you see the potential. So if you're at this spot and you, like I told you, new coach, new GM, Matt Ryan he's not a young buck no more. He's been there since 2007. Take it. Take
All right. Fair game. All right, number 5, the Cincinnati Bengals. Joe Burrow, obviously they're not going to go quarterback. They got Joe Burrow. Joe Burrow showed a lot of promise last year before he got hurt. All signs point to getting an offensive tackle, Penei Sewell or Rashawn Slater. I see a lot of mock drafts going there. And if they pick an offensive tackle, all the sense in the world, no one's going to blame it. I think that's a very, very smart, solid pick there. However, I just can't stop wrapping my head around getting a weapon for Joe Burrow. And what's the best weapon that Burrow can get for that security blanket? And that's a tight end. If you could throw Kyle Pitts in there alongside with Joe Mixon in the backfield, you got Tyler Boyd, you got T. Higgins, your second round from last year. That is an offense ready to explode and take advantage of a down year possibly by Pittsburgh. And, you got to be able to match up there with Cleveland's offense and with Baltimore's offense. If you go tackle here, perfectly justifiable. But I think with the deep tackle, the deep offensive line that you have in this particular draft, you can get that in round 2 or trade back into round 1 towards the middle or end to get an offensive lineman. With the tight ends, it's only 3 deep. And it's a steeper drop after 3 deep. So here, I'm going to give Joe Burrow the best weapon and all the opportunity to score. And that's at number 5, the Cincinnati Bengals select Kyle Pitts.
Great pick. It's a great pick, man. Honestly, if I'm the Bengals, I would take Sewell here because, he's already torn his ACL once, and because of that offensive line, and there was that meme last year when the Dolphins and the Bengals got into that fight and the whole offensive line, the whole team is fighting minus the offensive line because they won't block for nobody or they don't want to get into no kind of altercation. That offensive line is horrendous. But so in that case, you have You have there your franchise quarterback. I would have gone tackle, but this guy Kyle Pitts is one in a million. Like this is crazy. This is 6'6", running a 4.4. If you ever watch, the only person who could take him down was that guy from the safety from Georgia who gave him that helmet to helmet hit and took him out for a game. You know, like this guy Kyle Pitts was unstoppable on the field, and he made Kyle Trask look like an NFL quarterback. I think he was a Heisman finalist, Kyle Trask. You know, so yeah, I agree. You know, you already made the decision for me because now I'm Chris Greer. I'm the Dolphins here at number 6, and I'm either taking Kyle Pitts or Jamar Chase. Well, thank you, Bengals. You've made my choice. I'm taking Jamar Chase here. Jamar Chase, at 19 years old, was Joe Burrow's number one wide receiver over there. People forget about that. Justin Jefferson, he made it to the league last year. He was a number 2 option, and he just broke all of Randy Moss's records over with Minnesota. What do you think Jamar Chase is going to do in the league? Oh, just give Tua his weapons, baby. Let's go. It's time to go.
Hey, that's a solid pick there. Jamar Chase will definitely be a welcome sight there for all the Dolphins fans. I know you'll be jumping up and down. I know I'll get text messages from you, and you'll be blowing up Twitter and Facebook about it. So, you know, if that happens on draft night with Pitts or Chase, hey, that's a great pickup for the Dolphins.
Win-win. If we take Sewell, I'll be very upset. Just because, and the reason I'll tell you I'm upset, I understand that you want to protect Tua as well. You know, he had the fragile hip. He had all the injuries in college. I understand that you want to build this top 5 offensive line like Dallas had for all those years and be maulers. It doesn't matter who you have in the backfield. We put too much of an investment in it last year. And we talked about it in our mock draft. We talked about it in our post draft you build a football team from the inside out. We got Tua, we got a quarterback. We drafted 3 offensive linemen, 3 rookie offensive linemen that with no offseason started more than half of the year. Jackson started the whole year. Kinley started the whole year, and Hunt came in halfway through the year playing right tackle. And you already got Flowers. You already have. We just picked up the center from Baltimore. Obviously, later in the draft, we got to get some more depth with our interior linemen because we had the Wilson, the roll of the dice, Isaiah Wilson, the kid we got from Tennessee. Yeah. And the guy, you know, he loves to party. I mean, hey, if you don't want to play ball, don't play ball. It is what it is. He made his choice. So, you know, we didn't give up anything for it. So it was a good roll of the dice at the time. But obviously, he showed it really quick that he doesn't want to play for us. So, hey, get out of here.
All right, let's go ahead and move on to number 7, the Detroit Lions. Here at number 7, the Detroit Lions have holes all over the place. But in my opinion, no hole greater than wide receiver. They did sign 2 in the offseason, but they're just a 1-year contract. Mm-hmm. Your best weapons are as a tight end and your running back. You got to get a wide receiver number 1 here for Jared Goff. You got to try to give him some kind of success there. You got to give him some kind of outlet. So at number 7, it's an easy pick. You got to go offense here for Detroit. Number 7 here, the Detroit Lions select Devonta Smith, wide receiver from Alabama.
Okay. So, hey, why him and not Waddle?
I think you could go either or.
Yeah, I agree.
All I did was I put, you may see because Devonta Smith played this year where Waddle, he ended up getting hurt. He got hurt. And you have an injury factor there as well, where Devonta Smith just, you know, smashed it all across college football. You can go either or. If they believe Waddle is a better fit for their team, go with Waddle. There's no issue there. You can go either or. It's not to say one's going to be a better pro over the other. It's just, you know, it's a matter of who they feel more comfortable on their team.
I agree. So, like, okay, let's play devil's advocate. Say Pitts went to Atlanta. Say Jamar Chase gets picked up at 5 to go reunite with Joe Burrow. And then the Dolphins are sitting there at 6, and we're sitting here with the same thing. Jalen Waddle or Devonta Smith. Devonta Smith, small. He's small, but I did hear Chad Johnson, Ocho Cinco on Twitter say that he played at the same weight. And we're talking about the first Heisman Trophy winner in, 20 years? Maybe 30? Think of what, a Heisman Trophy winning wide receiver? Like, he was incredible in college. But there are, like, these stats. He didn't do any kind of productivity at all on the right side of the line. Most of his catches were 0 to 5 yards. Waddle, the speed that Waddle has is incredible. The Dolphins had this issue, you know, we didn't have weapons. You know, this is why we're so weapon hungry down here in Miami, because the safeties, everybody was playing 20 yards in the box. We didn't have the threat of going deep. And when we did go deep, Jakeem Grant is dropping the ball against the Bengals. So somebody like Jalen Waddle already, now we have Fuller. We have guys that can stretch the field. And I think Waddle just brings that element of fear into your offense. He doesn't even have to catch 40 balls, 50 balls, 60 balls. Just the element of fear that opens them up, opens up the run game, and opens up for your other receivers as well. So I'm not saying, Devontae Smith is a great pick. I'm just playing devil's advocate with Waddle.
Nothing wrong with either pick. So that moves us to number 8 with Carolina, who made the trade with the Jets. They didn't have to give up any of their first 5-round picks this year, which is great for them. They got their quarterback here in Sam Darnold. I think they're going to end up moving on from Bridgewater or just have him as a backup or whatever. Sam Darnold's going to be your guy, especially when you traded for him. So at Carolina now that they got their quarterback, what are they going to do here at number 8, Fernando?
I mean, hey, Matt Rule, his little college offense, and they got that guy Joe Brady from LSU, who was Joe Burrow's offensive coordinator when he at LSU. Watch out for Sam Darnold. Hey, I'm a Jets hater, but this guy is talented. This guy has an arm. Everybody was going crazy for Zach Wilson with his little throw in his pro day. Darnold did it in a game. He did it in a game to Barrios, who's the smallest receiver of all time. But that's going to be a scary offense. And now you're talking about CMC is coming back this year. What I'm going to do here is I'm going to protect your investment, and I'm going to take the offensive lineman, Rashawn Slater from Northwestern. This kid is nice. This kid, hey, you want to protect your investment now that you just traded for in Darnold. You want to keep the offensive line nice and fresh for CMC that's coming back this year. You have your weapons there with DJ Moore, and you have Robbie Anderson on the other side. They lost Curtis Samuel, but I was thinking about going Jalen Waddle here. But honestly, like this guy, Slater, they're saying that he's a better athlete than Sewell is. So a lot of people are talking about that he might even go before him. So we'll see what happens. But I think Carolina would be super happy if they were getting.
That's a good pick there, because not only are you protecting your investment, but you're also helping, Christian McCaffrey, create holes in running lanes and everything. So that's a solid pick there. You can't go wrong with that pick there. You could either go Sewell there, Slater there. You can go with either one. Yeah. Hey, nothing wrong with that pick. So that goes to Denver at number 9. Denver, I think, has a very underrated offense. Yeah, okay, you could say what you want about Drew Lock. Okay, I think they're going to give him one more season here to figure out which direction they're going to go in. Cortland Sutton on one side. You got Jerry Jeudy on the other side. You got Noah Fant running down the seam. I think Melvin Gordon's still back there, the running back. You got a very good offense. If Drew Lock can live up to some kind of height, just live up to some kind of level, that offense can be very, very good. And if they can keep healthy too.
Yep. I agree.
Yeah. So Denver here does have a lot of need on defense. And in that particular division, when you're against Pat Mahomes and you're against Justin Herbert 4 games a year, 2 and 2 each, either you have to cover the receivers or you have to get after the quarterback. You got to do one or the other, okay? They did sign 2 corners in free agency, okay? Will they go after corner? Corner can still be drafted here, no problem. But here, I do believe they go after a defensive end to play along opposite of Bradley Chubb, okay? If they don't feel that any of these defensive ends fit their scheme, they're going to go corner here, okay?
But they got Von Miller back. They
got Von Miller back. You got Von Chili, but Von Miller's only going to be playing for so much longer.
Yeah.
And you got to have some kind of rotation in there.
Yeah.
All right. So you can go either way here. Okay. However, the way I'm going to go is I'm going to go defense here with the Denver Broncos here at number 9, and I'm going to get them a true shutdown corner for their defense. And at number 9, the Denver Broncos select Patrick Surtain II from Alabama.
Great pick. Yeah. No, absolutely. When Denver was when they won the Super Bowl, they had I think I want to say they had Talib on the team, and they had Chris Clark.
Chris Harris
was his name. Yep. And then you had Von Miller and you had these guys, Wolf on the line and stuff like that. So yeah, no, great pick. I like it. I like it.
All right, America's team at number 10.
Yeah, you make my pick super easy because these guys, they're gonna be a fantasy wet dream. These guys are gonna be. You're talking about Dak, Zeke, Amari Cooper. The offensive line is gonna come back healthy, hopefully with Tyron Smith and Zach Martin and Leo Collins. Who am I? CeeDee Lamb, Michael Gallup. They even had a Schultz guy show up on tight end. He's gonna come back healthy. Like, yo, Dak is gonna throw for like now with an 18 or 17 game season. He's gonna be #1 fantasy quarterback up there with Patrick Mahomes, and he's gonna be up there with Rodgers if he can stay healthy. Which that was a freak injury that he had anyway. The defense needs to help. They got Diggs last year. It's a pretty good pickup. I'm gonna help him out again. We're gonna go with South Carolina corner J.C. Horn over here. To go to America's team.
That's a good pickup. I thought you were going to go edge rusher here with Greg Rousseau. I thought you were going to go edge rusher here.
I like J.C. Horn. He had this speech after, and obviously these guys, both the last two picks, both their dads play. Obviously, Patrick Surtain, he played down here with the Dolphins with Sam Madison. We had the no-fly zone back in the day, but I really like J.C. Horn. He comes, his dad Joe Horn played for the Saints. He was a wide receiver. Obviously, J.C. Horn can't catch like his dad because if he would, he'd be playing wide receiver, not corner. But he had this speech where he's just like, hey, all these pro Ds, all these 4.3s, all these 4.4s that everybody's running. He's like, it's okay. I can't say I'm the best player in the draft. I want to be the best football player on the field. So like he just has this confidence that comes out, and that's what you need to play corner. There's no corner in the world that's never gotten beaten. And he just has it here, and I know he'll have it on the field. And Dallas would be great with either two of these corners because there's no secret that Dallas is going corner in the first round.
All right, so here go number 11, the New York Giants. We have the NFC East picking 10, 11, 12 here. Number 11 here, the New York Giants. I think they had a hell of an offseason. I think they had a great offseason signing Kenny Golladay. Yep. They signed the tight end to play on Evan Ingram.
Kyle Rudolph too.
Kyle Rudolph, that's the one. I know
Adoree Jackson.
Adoree Jackson there. I had mocked in my mock draft. Actually, I mocked a corner here, and I had mocked Caleb Farley here because I said, listen, we just mentioned the Cowboys. You just mentioned their offense. You got Cooper. You got Gallup. You got CeeDee Lamb there. One guy can't cover three. Yep. Okay. Now, I mark the corner. Just because they signed Adoree Jackson doesn't mean they don't have to go corner. Doesn't mean they have to shy away from corner, okay? They can still go corner here. Caleb Farley is still an option. Maybe it's not the highest ranked on the board defensively. But here, I'm thinking to myself, what in the world is happening in this draft where this top offensive lineman is sliding down to number 11? Why not give Daniel Jones the most protection and get running lanes here for Saquon Barkley? And you could do play action all day with Darius Slate, and you got Sterling Shepard, and you got Golladay back there. So at number 11, this player drops to me. I'm not even trying to play this in a mock draft scenario because I never thought this player would fall to me. So this player falls to me because this is exactly how a draft can go. We're doing exactly how a draft can go. It's a lot easier if you're like how I did it by myself because you can manipulate. But then you're trying to play off somebody else, and one GM is trying to play off 31 other GMs. So this particular player slid down. I'm surprised. Even if it's not the biggest need, it's fine. We'll make them fit. We'll make a way to make them fit. So at number 11, the New York Giants select offensive tackle Penei Sewell.
That is a great pick. It's a great pick. You can't. And who would have thought? Who would have thought?
It's just like with the Dolphins a few years ago at number 13 with what's his name?
Larry Tunsil.
Yeah. Never thought he was going to go that far.
3 first-round pick, Larry Tunsil. That's my boy. I love him. All right, hey, I'm going off the same thing that you're saying here because I never would have thought this player would fall here. And honestly, I think on draft night, it might be the other Alabama wide receiver. But for the Eagles at 12, hey, no doubt, I just lost Deshaun Jackson. I just lost Alshon Jeffries. I want to make Jalen Hurts look good. Now that that we're like, how much? $40 million of dead cap for trading Carson Wentz, something like that. Yo, hey, let me give this guy the same thing with the Dolphins trying to do and give Tua weapons. Let's get Jalen Hurts some weapons, and let's get Jalen Waddle.
Good pick. Solid pick.
Yeah. Yeah, these guys trade. They got an extra pick for next year from the Dolphins, and they're able to pick up Jalen Waddle, who could have been there at 6. Well, was most likely going to be there at 6. They probably would have picked him up there, and they get him at 12. That would be great. That would be a dream for the Eagles.
All right, so this brings us to the LA Chargers here at number 13. It's all about protecting Herbert. Herbert set all sorts of rookie records last year, but the one thing that he got a lot of last year, he got sacked a lot last year. He had a porous offensive line. They did make some upgrades at the offensive line, but they do need an upgrade at tackle. They need to protect Herbert. You have weapons. You know, you got Jared Cook over there. You got Keenan Allen. You got Austin Eckler. You got Mike Williams. You got the weapons. So you're good with weapons. You got to solidify that offensive line. And
Absolutely.
here, this offensive lineman can play tackle. He can play guard. He's interchangeable. He's played both of them in college. So that makes him a little bit. I'm not sure about Christian Darrisaw. I'm not sure if he played just strictly tackle or not.
I know who you're talking about. Yeah. And when Jackson was there in 2019, he played left guard. And when Jackson got drafted by the Dolphins, he moved over to left tackle. That's
interchangeable. I think the value is better. I think the value is better than Darrisaw in this position. So at number 13, I keep wanting to call him San Diego for some reason.
No.
At number 13, the LA Chargers select Elijah Vera Tucker, offensive tackle from USC, or he could be a guard from USC.
Yeah. No, absolutely. Great pick. And you got to protect. You hit it out the park. You got Herbert there. You still have Keenan Allen. You got Mike Williams. I forgot the tight end they picked up. They picked up a tight end in free agency. But definitely, it's a great pick. You got to protect Herbert now. Like, that's your franchise now, and you need to protect him. I got the Vikings at 14. And honestly, like, when I was, like, prepping, I wanted to go pass rusher here. I want that, somebody to go opposite of Daniel Hunter and upgrade that defense. Because on offense, you're pretty good. You got Justin Jefferson. You got Thielen. You got Irv Smith. That's why they were able to let go of Kyle Rudolph, because Irv Smith busted out last year. Obviously, you're stuck with Kirk Cousins, but okay, whatever. And you have Dalvin Cook Jr. You're Dalvin Cook in the backfield, so you're pretty good on offense. So here, I wanted to go. I was thinking Greg Russo, Jalen Phillips, the kid from Penn State, but I never would have thought this guy would fall to 14. You got to take the best linebacker, Mekhi Parsons. You have to. You got to take. Oof, and they got to rank at 16. That's crazy. That's a tough. I thought he was gonna be. He ran a 4.39. Obviously, these times are being doctored a little bit because they're not laser times. But this guy is the closest thing to White, the linebacker from Tampa Bay, who you saw him just dominate in the playoffs. Like, this is that type of linebacker, and you put this linebacker in the middle of that, and you just build around him. Like, you have your defensive leader for the next 10 years.
All right, so that goes to number 15, the New England Patriots, Fernando's second favorite team.
Okay.
All right, the New England Patriots. What are they going to do here? Mac Jones is still on the board. Could they bring in Mac Jones to play behind Cam Newton? Cam Newton's only on a 1-year deal. Could he do it? Does Bill Belichick want to deal with a rookie quarterback all over again? My guess would be no. That would be my guess. He's too old. He probably doesn't want to deal with the rookie quarterback. He'd rather have a veteran in there. So he could be exploring the market next year. I don't know. That's just speculation. However, this particular player at number 15, I think that has all the upsides in the world, has all the potential to become an elite defensive end. And at number 15, the New England Patriots select Gregory Rousseau from Miami.
That hurts. That hurts. Another great Kane. When they drafted Vince Wilfork, that hurt. So I love Vince Wilfork, and I just had to hate him for 15 years, whatever years.
Hey, you can go to 23 to the Jets if you want.
Wow. Damn, man.
That's the way the draft. Hey, that's the way the draft.
I know, and it's gonna hurt. It's gonna hurt because this, like all those people saying that they're gonna go for Mac Jones. I don't see.
I don't see it either.
Mac Jones love. I don't see this Mac Jones. Honestly, I think, and we had it. Fields going to San Francisco. I think they already have a deal where Garoppolo ends up going back to New England. If not this year, next year. Like Cam Newton has a 1-year deal. I think Jimmy G ends up coming back to New England somehow. So I doubt that these guys are ever going to pick up.
That's why I don't think he's going to go with a rookie.
Yeah, I don't think it's going to happen. Yeah, I really don't think that's going to happen.
So Arizona here at number 16, Fernando. What is going to happen with Kyle Murray and that team? What direction you going?
All right, so we have Kyle Murray. They just picked up J.J. Watt. They did lose Patrick Peterson, and they lost also Reddick, which Reddick had a really good come-up year this past year with rushing the passer, because they took him out of inside linebacker and they finally put him over where he needed to be, which was rushing the passer. Honestly, I would love. You know what? I think we're gonna do it. I know they picked up Josh Jones last year, and I don't think he played that much. And they have Isaiah Simmons, who's gonna ball out this year. I don't understand why. It's like they had him on a pitch count when you would watch them play. Like, this is one of the best defensive players in that draft, and they didn't use him. So, Isaiah Simmons might come out. I would want to go corner here, but you want to protect Kyler. You want to protect Kyler. You don't want him running around for his life in the backfield. So we're going to go with Christian Darrisaw from Virginia Tech here.
That's not a bad pick, because it is about protecting your quarterback. Yeah. He has the weapons. Running back is definitely a dark horse here because they lost Kenyon Drake. Are you going to rely on Chris Edmonds? You think he's going to be your running back one? I don't think so. Najee Harris definitely could be a pick here, or Travis Etienne could be a pick here. Very well could be. But Christian Darrisaw makes all the sense in the world. As long as he fits what they're doing. Hey, it's all about protecting Kyle Murray and giving him time to throw.
Absolutely.
So number 17, the Oakland Raiders. The Oakland Raiders lost offensive lineman in free agency, and they signed offensive lineman in free agency. Darrisaw would have been my pick had Darrisaw been there at number 17, but you picked him up. I thought you were going to go defense. I was going to pick up Darrisaw here. But the Las Vegas Raiders they're going to look at their board. In my mock draft, I did select linebacker from Notre Dame, Koromora. However, in that particular division with Herbert and with Pat Mahomes, it's about getting after the quarterback. So here at number 17, the Las Vegas, it's still weird to say, the Las Vegas Raiders select defensive end Azeez Ojulari from Georgia.
Okay. All right. Yeah. No, I know he had, I don't know how good of a season he had this past year, but yeah, definitely in a division where you have Herbert, you have to worry about Denver, who, Denver's coming up with their weapons that they have. I'm not a big Drew Lock fan, but the way to stop that is get to the quarterback. And Patrick Mahomes, the Dolphins showed even getting to the quarterback, they still beat us, but you have to. Well, the Bucks won the Super Bowl, rushing 4, so pass rusher is huge. And I say all that because that's now with the 18th pick that I have here, obviously the big glaring need for the Dolphins is running back. We want to get a bell cow. We have Myles Gaskin back there. We have Ahmed back there. We picked up Malcolm Brown from Los Angeles to be part of the rotation back there. So obviously all the Dolphin fans here are screaming, go get Najee Harris. He drove 9 hours from Texas to Alabama because they canceled his plane and all this. Oh no, go get Travis Etienne. He looks like Kamara. Okay, you don't draft running backs in the first round. You don't. Unless you're the Kansas City Chiefs and Patrick Mahomes told you get CEH now. I want him. No, that's the only reason you do it. You don't draft running backs, especially you don't draft senior running backs. Both of those guys are senior running backs. They have a lot of wear and tear on their bodies, though, and you can't. If you in the first round, it's got to be someone you're going to be committed to. And I'm okay with drafting later. I'm pretty sure Etienne might fall to the second round. We have the 36th pick, so I can get him there. Najee Harris probably as well. There's you got the 2 running backs, Michael Carter and Williams from North Carolina. I got options. You even have the kid from why am I blanking on his name? He's from the Big Ten. I can't remember. But dude, you can get running backs. Running backs will come. Like there's not a Zeke in this draft. There's not a Derrick Henry. And if there is, we can get them later in the draft for cheaper. Right now, I want to get me a pass rusher. I don't need Brian Flores to be making up blitzes all day to free up Shaq Lawson or free up one of my guys to come in, Van Ginkel, to come in on a free unblocked play because we're doing crazy blitzes. I need a guy who's going to produce sacks on his own, just based on his talent, just based on how great this kid is, just based on he was the #1 high school rated player coming out of 2017 when he signed with UCLA. He said he lost the love of football because of an injury. And then you know who brought him back? The U brought him back. All right. The U brought him back. And we are taking Jalen Phillips at 18.
As soon as you said UCLA, I was like, oh, I know where he's going.
We are taking Jalen Phillips at 18. You're staying home. You're playing at the Rock, Jalen. Your pro day was off the charts. Your seniors, your junior redshirt season was great, and you're staying home. This is not a homer pick. This is me picking the best pass rusher available for us at the moment. Actually, I was debating with him and the kid from Penn State who ran like a 4.39. The kid looks sick, but he's very raw. Brian Flores is going to get the best out of this kid. I'm taking Jalen Phillips at 18, and I'm drinking my tequila the rest of the night. Happy that I got my guys.
So if you look at it really quick, you got Jamar Chase and Jalen Phillips there. Hey, that's going to make for quite the Facebook and Twitter night for you.
Yes.
At number 19, Washington. I'm not even going to waste time on this. It's Mac Jones. The quarterback situation sucks. It absolutely is terrible. They have a really good defense, but their offense is terrible because what are you going to do? How many times is Fitzpatrick going to change teams? You need to get somebody in there to learn after Fitzpatrick. To me, another Tua situation. Mac Jones here at number 19. We can go ahead and go to number 20. That's my analysis.
I like this pick right here because you think they want to go get Mac Jones, but why would the Bears make another mistake like they drafted Mitch Trubisky with another Mac Jones? So I'm glad you took that option off the table. Look, they just lost Hakeem Hicks in the middle of the line. This guy was a beast in the national championship game. Like Alabama just keeps making these guys, the Marcel Darius, the kid from the kid who's up with the Jets right now, the 20-year-old. I can't remember his name at the moment. He got drafted like number 4.
Williams, yeah. Leonard Williams.
Yes. Oh, no, not him. No, it wasn't. But Leonard Williams too. And Kane and all these guys and Jason Allen, and they just like it's like a cloning device in Alabama. They just keep making the same defensive linemen. So hey, with this pick here, we're gonna replace Hakeem Hicks on our defensive line, and we're gonna get Christian Barmore.
That's a good pick. He was gonna be picked up in the first round for sure. Here, Christian Barmore is a solid pick. I think maybe you could probably put somebody opposite of Allen Robinson. Hey, but Christian Barmore solidified that defense. There's nothing wrong there. Number 21.
Well, in saying that, this is a deep draft. Like after, the Jamar Chases, the Waddles, the Smith, the Pitts, I think there's a lot of talent in this pool, like for second, third, fourth round. I'm talking about like Amari Rodgers, the kid Tooney, Tutu Atwell, Bateman from Minnesota. I mean, there's this talent, this pool of wide receivers that are coming in this draft. You're gonna get a good some good talent late in this draft.
All right, so number 21. In my mock draft, I actually mocked Christian Darrisaw there, but you picked him up at number 16 at Arizona. There is still a few needs on defense there for Indianapolis there. Edge rusher in the corner. You could definitely go offensive line to give Wentz a bit more protection. Offensive line is probably a bit more of a priority just because you actually had a retirement in one of the offensive linemen. The names, I had it written down somewhere. The name's blanking me right now. And, you got to be able to get that offensive lineman because now you got Jonathan Taylor back there. You brought back T.Y. Hilton. You got Paris Campbell over there as wide receivers. So he has weapons. He just needs to be able to get a better offensive line. But I'm going to go with still a very solid offensive lineman here, one that fits my scheme, one that fits exactly what I want to do. And at number 21, the Indianapolis Colts select Offensive tackle, Tevin Jenkins from Oklahoma State.
Okay. That's a good pick. I see a lot of people saying him at 18 for the Dolphins, but that's a good pick.
All right, 22, you got Tennessee Titans.
With the Titans, they've been looking for a pass rusher forever. I know they just lost the offensive lineman. I think it would hurt their feelings to pick up another offensive lineman 2 years in a row after this Isaiah Wilson thing. So I'm definitely going with a pass rusher. This guy is raw. This guy is, but you can't teach speed and the size that this guy has. So I'm definitely going Jason Owe from Penn State here.
Okay.
Yeah, dude. That guy. You can't teach the size. And Vrabel is an old outside linebacker, defensive end type. He'll teach him how to play.
That's a solid pick there. At number 23, I know you made your case as to why a running back shouldn't be selected in the first round. You made your case there. Number 23, the Jets definitely have a need at running back. Travis Etienne, Najee Harris is still on the board. Mm-hmm. However, because the way the draft is playing out, I want to go offensive lineman. I want to get an opposite bookend than last year's first rounder in Mekhi Becton. Protect your new quarterback. It's all about the new quarterback right now. And so at number 23, now I'm not the offensive line guru. I'm not exactly sure which offensive tackle is best fit for the Jets. So I'm going to kind of go with the rankings on this one. So at number 23, the New York Jets select offensive tackle Samuel Cosmi.
No, it's a good pick. And especially at tackle, this draft is deep. You still got Leatherwood, who was considered a first-round pick, is still up here. Eichenberg from Notre Dame, he's a great pass blocker. I mean, Mayfield as well. So it's a deep draft when it comes. But yeah, you definitely want to protect your new second pick of the draft overall in Zach Wilson with that pick. All right, so you got the Steelers. The Steelers here. Oof. Who would the Steelers take? Let's see. So you know what? They did lose Bud Dupree. They lost Bud Dupree in free agency. Corner would be a nice pickup for them too. They have so many needs, and the draft is so important for these guys because they don't have no cap space with all that money they've given to now they got Juju on money. Now they got Ben Roethlisberger is stuck with some money. They would benefit from getting a running back here, but hey, remember our rule. We're not taking a running back in the first round. So we're not going to take a running back here in the first round. I think Farley, the kid from Virginia Tech, is still available, right?
He's still there.
Caleb Farley is there. Bring him to the Steel City, baby.
He was actually considered a first round before he opted to come back to actually play at Virginia Tech. He was going to be a first round pick. And then all of a sudden he opts out because of the whole COVID. And as a Hurricanes fan, I was really happy he opted out. So I know he has the injury situation there and he has some injury history there. But if he can get back to 100%, Caleb Farley is going to be a really good player, especially having Minkah Fitzpatrick back there in the backfield. So, that's a solid pick right there. It's a solid pick. Number 25, Jacksonville. They picked up Trevor Lawrence with the number 1 overall pick. And what's the thing you want to do? You either want to get an offensive lineman or some kind of weapon like a tight end. Tight end is, after Kyle Pitts, a tight end can go in round 2. You're going to really reach it here at a tight end, especially with Jacksonville. As you can see here in the background, you actually have number 25, 33, and 45. So you can get a tight end there at 33 or 45 if you need. You can definitely get a tight end there. So that's
Brevin Jordan at 33 would be nice.
Yeah, number 33.
Brevin Jordan at 33 would be nice. But maybe 40. Maybe he drops to 45.
But here's the thing: is guess who's still on the board, and guess who Trevor Lawrence played with in Alabama? I'm sorry, at Clemson. I'm sorry, Alabama.
Okay, yeah. All right.
At Clemson, guess who he played with? Travis Etienne. He's still on the board. That's his buddy right there. Why not reunite him to play? You got DJ Shark there. You can get an offensive lineman in the second round and a tight end in the second round. Number 25, the Jacksonville Jaguars select Travis Etienne.
It's good. It's a good pick, but they had James Robinson, and that's what leads to my whole you don't take a running back in the first round because James Robinson was undrafted. undrafted, and they let go. They just completely, they didn't even try. I'm pretty sure they tried to trade him, but they just let go of the 4th overall pick of the 2016 draft, Leonard Fournette, for James Robinson. And James Robinson was productive with a shit offensive line, and he was productive.
New coach.
This
new coach,
is,
he doesn't care. New coach and everything. He's like, you know what? I had to play against these guys. These guys are really good. You know, so there you go.
all right.
That's a little curveball. That's the little curveball here.
I got you. So
right, Cleveland.
with the Browns, this situation might change a little bit because I know they want to get a pass rusher opposite of Garrett. Yeah. They want it, and Olivier Vernon was that guy, and he was actually doing really good. Olivier Vernon was doing really good when Garrett was, from the U, and he was doing good when Garrett caught COVID, but Olivier Vernon got hurt like he always does, But I would go pass rusher here, and I'm between two guys with Kwity Paye and Joseph Ossai. So I'm just gonna go with Kwity Paye since he's a little bit higher rated than he is. But yeah, you definitely want to go pass rusher to help out opposite of Myles Garrett here.
Oh, that's a solid pick there too. You can't go wrong with edge rusher no matter what. Especially in this league with the way the quarterbacks, and it's a pass-happy league, you can't go wrong with edge rusher. So that's a good pickup there for Cleveland. Baltimore, they need safety help. They need wide receiver help. They did pick up Sam Watkins in free agency. However, it's only a one-year contract from what I remember. It's only a one-year contract, and it only upgrades them just slightly enough to just be partially edible there in that wide receiver core. Here, this particular wide receiver happens to drop to him. He's a speed guy. He's just going to, wreak havoc all over the place. And so at number 27, they get a weapon there for Lamar Jackson. And at number 27, the Baltimore Ravens select Kadarius Toney, wide receiver from Florida.
Ooh, okay. Another fast, small guy for him.
Yeah. Hey, you could run sweeps. You could run all sorts. He could play in the slot. We saw what he did against Miami 2 years ago when he just and the jet sweeps. You could just run them all over the place.
Yeah. Hey. No, I mean, but they kind of have that with Brown, with Hollywood Brown a little bit.
Yeah, but he's going to be a runner downfield.
And then you can see with when it comes to free agent wide receivers are not going to go to Baltimore. Look at Juju. It was reported that Baltimore gave Juju a better deal, and he went back to Pittsburgh because it's the Lamar Jackson show. They're going to be 60 to 70% run, and you're not going to get all the targets you were at Pittsburgh, So when it's time for your next contract and you put up your stats. So honestly, for Baltimore, the best way for them to get an elite wide receiver to add to, Willie Snead and Hollywood Brown and Des Bryant, they even had Des Bryant last week, is through the draft. And, honestly, if it was me, I would have gone Terrence Marshall. I would have gone Rashad Bateman here. Yeah. But definitely, Tooney's crazy. Toney and Tutu Atwell are so fast that it's incredible speed.
All right, so 28, the New Orleans Saints is going to experience their first season without Drew Brees. They got Jameis Winston at the helm. You got Kamara in the backfield. You got Thomas on the other. Is it Jeff Thomas? Not Jeff Thomas. Michael Thomas on the Michael Thomas on the other end.
So, they got Michael Thomas. They got the kid from UCF. They got the little fast Harris guy. I'm honestly a little bit concerned about the defense. You got a couple of guys there that are getting old. You have the corner Lattimore who got arrested for buying a loaded gun or something like that off some guy in the street. But their linebacker, they lost Quan Alexander. I think he's still a free agent right now. Honestly, I didn't think I would do this because I didn't want to get him in the first round. But I'm going to go Zaven Collins from Tulsa here at 28. I thought he would fall to the second round, but if I'm the Saints and I'm trying to find, DeMarco Davis getting up there in years, And the Lazone is there. Quan Alexander is no longer there. You probably want to do pass rusher here too, because you still have some nice pass rushers available. But they did get the Trey Hendricks kid from FAU. He had a really good season last year. So maybe you could survive another year, or maybe one of these other guys fall to the second round. But definitely, I like Zaven Collins here at 28.
That's a good pick there. You want to get an anchor there for that defense and somebody to hopefully call plays in that defense and be that captain, that go-to guy. So that's a solid pick right there. Mm-hmm. The Green Bay Packers. In my mock draft that I did a few days ago, I mocked Terrace Marshall to this particular pick here because, yeah, they do have wide receivers there. It's not the biggest need. However, you have Devontae Adams, and then you have wide receiver by committee.
Yeah.
And, Aaron Rodgers only has so much time left, and eventually it's going to get to Jordan Love if they go that way. But here, the wide receiver class is a deep class, and here they get a player that they didn't believe was going to fall to them. And this is a player that is going to help replace some departed players there on the defense. So at number 29, the Green Bay Packers select linebacker Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah from Notre Dame.
It's a good pick.
You got to think about when they had Martinez there, a tackling machine there. When they had AJ, not AJ, is it AJ, not Hawk? He's on the
Clay Matthews.
Yeah, Clay Matthews. When they had Clay Matthews there, they were tackling machines there, and that's what they've been missing on that defense is that tackling machine. And machine.
They have a really good defense there. I like the defense that the Packers are building over there. Hopefully they can when Aaron Rodgers is done doing Jeopardy, he can go back and they don't kick a field goal before trying to go to the Super Bowl. All right.
You're getting all the good AFC teams here, aren't you?
I am. I'm getting the Bills forfeit their pick here at 30. How about that? Can I say that?
They pick up a kicker. They're gonna draft a kicker here.
A holder.
Here we go. We got Jose Borgalis, right?
yeah. Of course, it'd be a cane to go to the Bills. All right. So the Bills, I'm not going to draft them another running back. That's for sure. I think they used 2 second-round picks at running backs the last couple of years. I know they lost John Brown. I like that Gabe Davis kid they have to go with Diggs. I'm blanking on whatever other running back or wide receivers they have. And then, that defense was so good, man. God, that defense was really good. Honestly, right now you're just adding to a team that's like they're right now the top. They're up there with the Chiefs. Like they're just a really good team right now. But now you're just giving them more. So I'm debating if I want to give them a pass rusher because they signed back Matt Milano. They have that Ed Oliver kid. You know what? Give them Joseph Asai from Texas right here. Give them another pass rusher to go.
Okay.
Yeah.
You can't go wrong with pass rusher.
Yep.
All right, so that brings us to the Kansas City Chiefs. If you're like me, I absolutely love that offense. But they kind of remind me of the Green Bay Packers where you have Tyreek Hill, and then you have like a wide receiver by committee. Yes, you have Travis Kelce. We got a wide receiver by committee. Here, I'm going to kind of zig a little bit and give him something that nobody else is mocking to them. I haven't seen anybody else mock it, but this player falls to them and can add weapons for Mahomes for the next 5+ years. And so here at number 31, the Kansas City Chiefs select Terrace Marshall Jr., wide receiver from LSU. Give him a big body target, a tall target, someone that could, take the attention away from Tyreek Hill. Who are they going to double? Are they going to – you have Clyde CEH back there. You got Travis Kelce. You got Tyreek Hill. And you can get Terrace Marshall in that wide receiver core. That's going to be nasty for years. I would have gone offensive line if they happen to go offensive line here. Totally justified after we saw the Super Bowl. But they got 3 solid linemen in free agency, and they could pick one up in round 2 or 3 if needed. Andy Reid is unpredictable. He did the most probably unpredictable thing last year in round 1 and get Clyde. He picked up like probably the 4th ranked running back on everybody's board, and he became a running back 1 in everybody's fantasy draft. So it's crazy. You get the right player in the right scheme, and you could go nuts with it.
You can. It's crazy.
And give Mahomes a tall target with Terrace Marshall and Travis Kelce.
And they just lost Sammy Watkins. So you're talking about Hardman, you're talking about Tyreek Hill, you're still talking, you got Kelce, you got CEH. They never have to run the ball ever. You give them this tall Terrace Marshall who also runs like a 4.4. I mean, that's an incredible offense. It's unbelievable, and it's their riches. They do need tackles, like, because I know they picked up Long and they picked up a couple of other guards, but they definitely need, because tackles is what was killing them at the Super Bowl.
Yeah, no, tackles, they could definitely go tackles.
They were without both their starting tackles, and you saw what happened.
Yeah,
Mahomes was running for his life with a broken foot. So we know what happened there. So I got the Super Bowl champs. Yep. I got the last pick here in the draft.
Close it out.
And you know what? So yeah, they're losing. Oh, I mean, as of right now, which is what, April 5th, 2021, Antonio Brown's still a free agent, you know? Right. So hey, let's give Agent Brady another weapon, you know? Like this is the only team that's bringing back all 22 starters of a Super Bowl team. So there's really no rookie who's going to come in here and start. But Rashad Bateman is there. Honestly, I thought he would have been there. I thought he would have been taken a lot sooner. But if Rashad Bateman's there, you know, hey, AB, go get your money somewhere else, man. And we're good here with this rookie, you know. And we got Brady another weapon.
You know, tackle or offensive lineman is definitely an option here to groom behind that offensive line. You know, it's all about protecting Brady. I know I mocked Jalen Mayfield here in my mock draft that I dropped a few days ago. But
go to the offensive tackles, though. Go to the offensive. Well, the thing is, with them, they drafted offensive tackle. They have Wirfs there. He's the left tackle, I believe, or the right tackle. And then they just gave an extension to Donovan Smith, so I wouldn't give him there. Then they have that red rifle, the center. He plays center and guard. So I would have gone more guard, honestly, with this pick. It probably would have been somebody like Creed Humphreys. I like that Division III kid. Trey Smith from Tennessee. He's another kid that I like. Wyatt Davis. Ben Cleveland's this humongous person. Landon Dickerson from Alabama. You got a lot of options there on the offensive line. The only reason I went with Bateman is just that he was there. I do not expect Bateman to fall to 32. And if he does, hey, just give Brady another weapon, you know?
So as I recap here in the first round, as I'm scrolling back up and you can see who he picked, if you forgot who he picked, give a quick look or just re-listen to the whole thing again. Fernando and I are very fun to listen to. We're very passionate about this. We really get into all this. I really appreciate everybody tuning in here for the second annual mock draft with Fernando and I. It was a lot of fun. We did it last year. It was a lot of fun, so that's why we had to do it again this year.
We'll do the recap. We'll do the recap.
Do it every year, no matter where we're at. We're going to keep doing it every year.
Yeah, we'll do the recap too.
And we're going to do the recap too. So I appreciate you joining me, Fernando, for this mock draft. Unless there's some really crazy 10-team trade that happens before the draft, and we got to blow this up again.
Yeah. You know. Yeah. No. I appreciate you having me, Dom. Let's do it again. If you want, we'll do another round one when a huge trade goes down in a couple of weeks.
Hey, I'm down. I'll do 30 of these things, and I'll keep throwing different players and different teams because it's fun. It's like fantasy mock drafts. It's just it's so much fun.
We'll do a fantasy too. A fantasy one too.
Yeah, we'll do a fantasy one too. So, all right. So as Fernando mentioned in the beginning of the video, I'm going to link all the information down there. Fernando's going to send to me so I can put it down in the description section. Get at him for your healthcare needs. Take care of your body. Take care of your mind. That's the most important thing. And just have fun like we are. Just have fun with it.
Do it.
All right.
Do it, baby.
So I really appreciate it. Thanks for checking us out.